Okay, let's jump right into this lesson. Gauged. If I press the hydraulic, just the power button here, and let's say boom out, I'll know what the specs are for that. Let's boom in. Boom in. Oops. I have to have a solenoid on it. Okay, solenoid. Ohm test. Meter works. You can just cross it. You'll see about 27 to 25 to 30 is the tolerance. Is the tolerance is allowed. You can just cross them, positive, negative, doesn't matter. And it should be 26, 26, 27. Okay, that's good. Now I did buy a new one of these, so I have two of them actually. Got a backup. So both of these are within tolerances. So now I have this switch to volts, DC. So there's a specific setting for that. I crossed the terminals again, positive, all right, and negative. Those two there. I crossed them, and I should get about 24 volts. Checking this energy of the 24.99. Now, to cut to the chase with you guys, you now check the solenoid. Now go right to the wiring. This one is boom up, positive, okay, and negative. Let's see if you can see you can see the readings to the right, left here. Now I'm going to boom up, boom out, boom up, right. I've got 22 volts. That's enough to energize that circuit. All right, this one is major boom down. So this will be boom down. Let's go ahead and connect it there. And I'm going to go boom down. And you see 23.13 volts. Okay. And you also saw the gauge pressure. This was boom. Primary boom up. So we'll go ahead and put that on. Primary boom up. That's secondary boom. Primary boom up is right here. Primary boom up is this one. But I didn't check that with you, so let's go ahead and do ohms on that one. So it's worth this. You can use the idiot light if you want, but this is better because you're going to get real values, and it won't chase your tail later on going, what? I got to go over this again. So it's really worth checking this again. Remember, I need to see 25 to 30. Okay. I think I'm on ohms there. I got two needles here, so I didn't use any clamps. 20, oops. 26.2. Okay, so primary boom up. Primary boom up. Plug it in, and there we go. It's primary boom up. We're going to look at the values. It will not work. I do have what appears the correct PSI coming out of for the solenoid. Let's go primary boom down. Major lowers boom. Okay. Primary boom down. Okay, so this is the down, and we'll go ahead and check that now. Positive, negative, because we're here. I have these longer probes. We're here. Might as well check it. So 24 volts just about. These are new batteries on there and it's plugged up. Volts and DC. Oops. DC, primary boom down. That's the upper boom. And I'm at 2315 volts. Oops. There's a gauge here. I'll do it again for you. No harm, no foul there. 23.9. And you can see the gauge pressure is around 1700. So I'll take one of these new solenoids because there was nothing. And of course I can put the stab back on there, the yellow stab, but as long as it clicks in. Okay, we'll do that. Now it's connected. Now I'll do primary boom down and see if I get any reaction. Nothing. I'll do primary boom up. Nothing. Okay, so now that was the pressure set for these guys. The way it bypasses once you press the button and once you engage it. Once you engage these, it will then give you the manifold pressure off of one of these guys. But I really wasn't there because it never engaged it. So it never closed it. So it never really, it's just giving me manifold pressure now. It's not actually giving me pressure to the solenoid. Let's see what happens if I manually do it and watch the pressure. See if I can go up. Okay. Let's check the manifold pressure this way. This is going to be up. Let me turn it down. Back on again. And I'm around 1300 psi. That was manually doing it. So yes, it can lift up around 1300 psi, but that's not, it wasn't true to what we just saw. I'm gonna try lowering it. And you see it went up to this high pressure. Again, that's manifold pressure. Not be confused with the gauge pressure because these aren't engaged. Not until I engage it. Here we go. Now I'm down to 1500. And it just shut down. Let me make sure I can get it all the way down. Good, I got it all the way down. So now let's go. Well, you know what? Let me take it back up. Now, I have to change the manifold pressure now to 3000 ideally. I got to crank it. Okay, I'm letting that pressure drop. Let's see if I can get it off. Bleed it off. All right, it's almost bled off. Okay, let me move my electrical gauges out of the way so I don't want to oil them up. So now I'm going to go into it's the best I can do for you guys. Let me set the camera a little bit. So now I'm going to go into setting the manifold pressure. Now we do have this one here that tells me what's going on. It's low. It's the best I can do is, let's see. Coming out of there, 1800. It's not very good at all. New pump is what's required, but I'm getting you there slowly so you guys can do it. Let's bleed this off. We don't want that pressure in there and that manifold when I go to open it. I'm just pumping this, pumping the buttons. Okay, it's bled off. All right, so I'm gonna open this. So don't get scared about. Once you've got it bled off, you're okay. I don't know if I got the right. I've got the right key for this, but I don't. The internal key, I've got a different Allen Allen key set with me today. I think it's probably going to be one of these. So now, what's important? Clean this off. You do not want any debris getting in there. No rocks, nothing. So I'll keep that like that. Open this up. I'll go back in there. See the oil coming out? No big deal. Go in there. Got the right one. Good. Now let's see if I can crank it clockwise to turn it up. Okay, so we're going to crank it a few times here. Remember, we were somewhere about 1500 on the manifold pressure with the just energizing it. It never made it to a solenoid. It never engaged the cartridge. That would be a false mistake to believe that. That would be false and a mistake to believe it. So, I've already done this. This is for your video now. So now I'm going to crank it pretty much all the way closed. It's going to practically have none back to tank. That oil you see there, that would go back to tank. I'm practically getting rid of it all. Now, these can go in any orientation you want as far as this. Orientation meaning this way, that way, doesn't matter. It still works. Okay. Let's go ahead and snug that, because back to tank, that is a pressure that we'll want to go past it. There is a gasket around here, a washer, if you will. So I'll leave it like that. Now let's go ahead and press yellow, power button only. No individual control buttons besides the yellow button. That's going to give me manifold pressure. We had, over here we had, what, about 1800. Let's see if we can get this up to 1800. Okay, so I let off of it. It bleeded out a little bit. And now I'm going again. So I'm up to about 1800 now. Let's see what happens at 1800 now. Let's try to engage one of the up buttons. So I'm going to press blue and up. And it didn't do it. It's got me at right about 1700 psi. All the other controls work. They're there. Now this is the crazy part, is that this basket has a 3,000 pound psi relief on it. That basket rotates. That's the crazy part. That basket rotates. It replies to all commands the correct way. Okay, so that basket, okay, let's check it again. So you saw as I pressed in, let's go. Let's press the out of the basket. Rotate, jib up. And it does it at 1700. How about we rotate the basket around? It does it around 1600 also. How about extend the boom? And the boom, the primary boom, is a joke, no problem at all. And even retracting the boom, no problem at all. Lifting the primary boom up is the issue. And that's where we run into flow issues. Now, I'm still not done cranking this for you. I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you that. Let's see if I can get this up a little higher for you. I'm going to show you that how it's going to bite, it's going to override a little bit on the flow. So let me tilt this camera back. Okay, that's good enough for me. So you can see it. So now I'm going to do boom up. Nothing. Manually boom up. Press engage. Alright, you remember that trick. That's an issue. So manually boom up works. So that tells you that your solenoid is just not closing. It's not being commanded to pull in. Or push out rather. It's not being commanded to push out. And that's the weirdest thing ever. To make that boom go up, the command is to push. Follow this. To make that boom go up, the command for that solenoid is to push it out. Let me find it for you. So the command to make this boom to go up is to push this out. This gets pushed out. So the solenoid, when it activates it, should therefore push it out. problem I'm having is, let's grab a screw. Let me grab a screw. So this is the primary boom retract, and the reason why I'm taking that one off and using this one, it's going to be the most PSI, etc. So it's the most pull also. So let's go ahead and do boom retract and show you PSI. I'm going to go extend first. Now retract. So it's somewhere around 1500. I'm sorry, 1300 PSI. Now let's grab the solenoid cartridge and solenoid, and I'll put that on there, and I'm going to press retract. I'm going to press retract, and when I press retract, it energizes this. In theory, it should push it forward. It does nothing. So retract. I've got a light nothing in there. It's a very light nothing, and it's also a very light nothing in the other one. So we know that this powers the this powers the boom up or down via the energizing of the cartridge here. It's making it slide forward. I can't get the end, and there's 2 new cartridges on there. This is the existing one. So maybe it's got friction air or whatever, and I don't have the tool to take this apart, nor do I have the patience to buy gaskets and wait that long for gaskets to come in, and you replace the gaskets here, 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 and then you might still have some wear tolerances that are out of specs. So, no, just, it's 150 bucks, there's 2 of them. Doesn't matter. Neither one will give me my results. I can screw that in or don't screw it, it doesn't matter. I switched them out even just for the hell of it. Besides those 2, I interchanged these also on primary boom up and down. So I've got the 24 volts coming here to the coil, to the magnet, right? I've got new magnets, new coils put on there, so there's no issue with that. And yet I still have where this won't move, even outside of the manifold. So you can think, oh, well, pressure's holding it back. Pressure's in here locking it. Is locking it, the pressure in the manifold. No, it's not even in the manifold when I test it out here. And I can't get it to go full, to energize. I'm going to put it on, since I have a sacrificial one now, I'm actually going to put this on a table, benchtop, 24 volt. Oh, wait a minute. I've already done that numerous times. I've energized it with this and gotten to 24 volts, 26 volts even, and it will not push out. It will not push out. Now, I don't think they put the wrong solenoids. I don't think anybody swapped me out. But I have one more trick for you up my sleeve. One more trick, a combination of flow and also that solenoid. So we're back to pressure again, getting this pressure up. So let's just check the manifold pressure. Press it. I'm at 1800, 3000 or 3200 is where I should be at. So let's go ahead and bleed that off. Let's bleed it off. Okay, it's almost to 0. Okay, there we are at 0. Am I recording here? Yeah. Just bleed that off, and let's take this all the way up. It's basically going to have no return to tank, which is normally not good, but I'm showing you what's going on here. I need to clean this off again. Give me a second. I don't have my rag. Oh, there it is. Making sure. Rag. Remember, discipline on this, guys. Discipline. You don't need any rocks in there. Okay. Pressure's down. I can see it. I can open it to a little. It's still tight, and I can let it bleed off a little bit if I'm scared. If you're scared a little bit. Okay. So let's go ahead and crank Crank that all the way up to the right. This is going to increase my pressure. I was about 18. Now what you should observe, if I can duplicate this, is that it's going to have so much pressure in it, it's going to create bypass on the up cylinder. Okay, so now I'm pretty much closed. That's closed. Alright, there's no friggin' bypass. Okay, I gotta clean that now. There's no bypass. Make sure it's, because I dropped it out of sight, I couldn't see where it was. Alright, inspect it, look good, no crumbs. And you probably won't even see anything drip out of there, maybe you will. Let's take a look. Okay, so it does have some slight bypass still, even when you crank it all the way in. See the oil? Just a fine hole in there. So we can pick on this next, but we since I have the gauge from the pump already, I know my pump's not even putting out at 3200. So to expect this all of a sudden to go to 3200 is not logical. Okay, I'm going to tap it once again. Let some pressure build up to go down, bleed out, whatever. I don't want it to run dry too much. Okay, that's the max I got. 1800. 1800. Pump. Okay, pump. Let me try to go up now. Gonna go down? Nothing. Manually? So manually, let's see. Okay, so manually, I need to set this to, this would have been 600 at the top. You know what? I don't know, I didn't play with that one. I don't know if they did. It would be my luck that somehow there's I didn't look at the bypass on that correctly. So let's go here. This would be, oh boy, I was trying to remember what it is. This is 600, this is, I know it's 600. I'm just trying to think what it's for. It might be the legs. So I think I'll pass on that. Let's just stick with the boom out at 1600. It's working, even less than that. So that's just cut out. I don't even have to worry about it. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. Okay, so look. So when you're troubleshooting, this stuff can slide out. Don't make that mistake like I just did. I mean, like mistake happens. I want to be able to clean this off. That's why I don't fasten it down yet. Come on, get in there. 16, boom in. So boom is coming in. And that's just manifold pressure. And here's boom pressure. And that boom will come in about 1300 as we saw. Boom going out, primary. And it can do it at 700 psi. And again going down, I'm overriding it. Going down, I press it in. I can hold it or lock it in. And that's done at 1600 psi going down. Now let's try to go up again. Up, primary boom up. I've got the psi. You see that? I've got the psi. But I don't have the pump moving unless I do manually push it in and engage the there's just I'm going out and engage the and engage it. I have to go with the pump at this point. I have to go with the pump at this point. I can't even go down with it. I can't even take it down, even though I have the right PSI. I think it's related to flow is also needed to get your movement down. and I don't have the flow, and these require more flow. Well, they do have 2 pilot valves. Let's go down with it. Put this down. So there it is going down. Okay. This is the end of this video. Just wanted to make this video just for you guys on your troubleshooting and what you're looking at here. It's interesting, very interesting. The solenoid again, that it's not going out. That when I energize this with the 24 volt, it does not go out. Okay, I want to show you the solenoid and it together, just for the hell of it. 26.5 ohms, 26.4 ohms. Guess you can't see that. One more time. 26.5 ohms. Okay. So now let's energize it. Okay, right here you see 24.5 volts. Now all I did was go through off this terminal back to from ground back to hot over here to make the circuit to get the reading. Now I'll ditch that and I'll go ahead and connect directly. Now we know we can get, it's 24, whatever, almost 25 volts. Here we are. We won't get a reading now because it's not connected like that. But I'll connect the white now to the hot, and all I get is nothing. I get a light spark over here. I've got good connection because I did the same thing already. I back probed this, and I was able to get 24 volts over there. None of this matters to me now. This one doesn't really matter. And it's in there so good that I can press, see? And it doesn't slide out. Look what happens though when it's energized. Look what happens when it's energized. When I manually press it, it does not go out. So internally here, there's a slight movement on the valves, but not by the override, just so you know that that is not an issue, what I explained to you earlier. I really don't see these valves. I'm looking right inside the holes here. I really don't see them moving. I've got to take this apart. I've got to trash one of them. 75 bucks, trash it. To take a look in there. I can feel it lightly in my hand, clicking, but that's it. And that goes for the other one also. So this is one. It goes for all four. All four I tested like this before installing. Before installing, I tested all four. I'm going to hold that one back a bit like that and energize it. So it's held back a bit. So you can see it pulls in. And it's just like that one, but a little less. Wait a minute, there we go. Okay, a little less gas in it. This one I can push out almost. Whereas this one, I can't push out. Well, maybe. Yeah, I can push it out. That one pulled back in pretty good though. Okay, so it shows you it's working. I just want to show you that again. The override is different, the way it works, than this. So now you know not to get all crazy about that. And we're back to pump again. Pump, it just sucks. This pump is not putting out at 3,200 psi. Let's take a look at it. Let's see, I got everything closed. I've got 1800 psi pump. And the pump is this. Don't get it confused with the motor. Pump is that. Although this has RPMs in it, that when this is off, I'll check the speed of this to make sure I got the right RPMs. But the pump is, you can buy kits for them, things like that. They're discontinued, not continued. Well, I found you can buy a used pump, a pump aftermarket for about $200. Genie's about $600 or so. This is just a pump here. All right, a geared pump. Just here. This is the motor, not to be confused with the pump. Once you do that, replace the filter. The filter must be replaced. Buy 2 filters. You're working a new pump. Maybe some metals will come out. Run it a little bit. I don't know, a couple, 3 hours, and trash all that oil and start over. Or look into your filter and look at it with the magnifier and see if you see any particles in there. Obviously, you want to look for particles beforehand. I'm going to end this video. This is 31 minutes long, and I want to get this to you to help you start to understand this. Hopefully you will. Oh, and you see the way you can jump all of the relays and everything jump that system and go right to working down here, checking to see if they work, if they're giving you your voltage. Again, I use multiple meters, not just that one, to see if multiple currents were being put out in 2 different locations as I pressed. So if I pressed here, I want to make sure it wasn't countered with a downforce at the same time. It was not. There's nothing like that going on. I have checked pressure on this side. I forget what the deal was on that. I don't know. Maybe I can find a video on it. I didn't check it recently. It was 3 months ago. I got to get this phone call. Good, that helps me out. Take care, guys. Bye.